Lil Jeff's affiliates aren't playing nice anymore. They just got their get back. And it makes sense. Their ops, including the one who took out Lil Jeff, had been all over vlogs, trolling the Bloodhounds and clowning them for losing their top talent and most feared shooter, Merc. These dudes are trolling even harder than Lil Jeff ever did, and we all know how that usually ends. That's why one of Jeff's killers, along with a member of his family, ended up dead taken out in one of the most brutal ways imaginable. So here's the rundown. The Bloodhounds are deep in a war with Trap, and just days before Lil Jeff was killed, he was already under attack. But Jeff made it clear, if his ops ever took him out, his gang was going to slide for him without hesitation. And now that promise is playing.
I'm dead, so I'm just be back. Oh no, they still finna go spin, you know. My Ricky, he cut up the switch and got hit out his back. Still finna spin for that boy, that was scary. Got caught in the rack. Yeah, or not. He still finna go spin for me. Whoever did that, tell me we spinning on y'all.
There's a growing belief that Lil Jeff sensed his time was running out, that the life he was living could only end one way. He made it clear to his ops, even if they managed to take him out, it would trigger open season for the Bloodhounds. And in the streets, rules are rules. They had to be followed. So when Lil Jeff was gunned down in Trap City territory by Trap City affiliates, everyone knew it was about to get dark in Chicago. But it wasn't just Jeff's Instagram videos that had people bracing for retaliation. His parents' social media activity also fueled the fire. In a screenshot that quickly went viral, Jeff's mom appeared proud of her son sliding on his ops. In one of their past exchanges, she told him, "Go ahead, son. Your name ringing bells in the streets," showing clear support for the violent reputation he was building. In another message, she added, "I love it. Sliding on them who slept in the bed with you." This wasn't a worried mother begging her son to leave the streets. This was someone fully backing his lifestyle. Jeff proudly posted the messages with the caption, "All I gotta say is she watched me work that 6T woo." And if his mom's reaction was intense, his father's was even more direct. While she cheered from the sidelines, his dad jumped into the action with a public Facebook post practically calling for revenge. He wrote, "Y'all didn't get him, he came trying to get y'all, and what happened, happened." But the saga continues. Clear the streets. That message sent shockwaves through the community, and it didn't take long for Lil Jeff's affiliates to act on those words. Their next move? Trap City Carter, their biggest target yet. Getting Side Troy. Him would be a major win for the Bloodhounds, especially since Carter might have been the root of the whole beef to begin with. According to a Reddit thread and stories shared by Trap City affiliates, the war started when Lil Jeff stole Trap City Carter's chain. Apparently, Jeff and Carter were once cool, but that betrayal sparked a conflict that—
They say his dad from down here? Big Jeff, something like that? Big Jeff?
Yeah. Anybody you got
also, his daddy is down here.
Yeah, they know what they did.
So, okay.
They know what they did.
So, okay, the Bloodhounds, y'all was cool.
Those my homies.
everything took a turn after Lil Jeff made off with the chain.
Stole the chain, bro. We tried like to stole my homies.
Who was that South Jackson?
No, bro. One of the other guys.
ट्रैप सिटी के मुताबिक ये बस एक एक्सक्यूज था ब्लड हाउंड्स के लिए बीफ शुरू करने का।
Went by the J, he come back and he got into a happy news 12, laughing, he lost it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The birthday was, you know.
It turns out that the chain at the center of the feud would ultimately cost its original owner his life. On October 20th, 2024, news outlets reported a fatal shooting in Chicago's Oakland neighborhood the night before. Around 8:41 p.m., gunshots rang out on South Ellis Avenue, a block long familiar with violence. When the smoke cleared, a man lay on the pavement, bleeding out with each passing second. Witnesses told police that two suspects had approached the victim, weapons drawn, and opened fire without hesitation. The 32-year-old never stood a chance. The shooters fled the scene in a white vehicle, disappearing into the night. Paramedics arrived quickly and rushed the victim to the University of Chicago Medical Center, but it was too late. He had suffered multiple gunshot wounds to the chest and lost a critical amount of blood. Despite the doctor's efforts, he was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. The Cook County Medical Examiner later identified the victim as Chevelle Carter, also known as Trap City Carter. What makes this even more chilling is that just one day before Carter was gunned down, the Trap City affiliates had uploaded a vlog mocking Lil Jeff's death. In the video, Trap City Taro urged Carter to tell the story behind the missing chain never, knowing it would be his.
I heard that the fallout was like over a stolen Cuban or something like that.
Tell him your story. Alright, look.
Both already been told y'all. We just had it happen. Both stole the chain.
According to the Trap City affiliates, Lil Jeff was considered family, but everything changed when he broke their trust. They claimed he not only kept the chain he was lent, but also lied about what happened to it, telling them he lost it during a.
They like family, gang. You gotta wear the chain.
That's like if he let me wear the chain, gang. No phone him. He let me sit up. I got that for a couple days, gang. No phone him, and I just end up, I'm outside. I come back around y'all. Then all of a sudden, I come back and say the chain is stolen. That's like give your pipe. He said he got in a high school. He got in a high school.
The most troubling part was that Lil Jeff's own homies were reportedly involved in the setup. According to Trap City affiliates, they backed his false story and tried to help him cover up the theft, making it clear the plan to steal the chain wasn't just.
They tried to make it sound like he lost it.
But it was like a group effort to try to like overplay.
ट्रैप सिटी के हिसाब से ये सब बस एक एक्सक्यूज था ब्लड हाउंड्स के लिए बीफ शुरू कर.
Use that chain to make an excuse to say,
While filming the vlog, the Trap City affiliates passed by the house where Lil Jeff was killed, a house that happened to be Trap City Rob's grandmother's. Rob is the one allegedly responsible for taking out Lil Jeff. As they laughed and trolled, the crew reenacted the moment Jeff was shot, mocking the entire situation. They ran up in front of the house, mimicking Jeff's final steps before he was gunned down, even collapsing to the ground as if they'd been shot. Trap City Carter was seen laughing and शायद इसलिए रियल वेट ने आदम 22 को जल्दी शट डाउन कर दिया जब उसने अपनी इंटरव्यू में मौत की बात की.
That's what they want to hear.
Are you scared to death?
You going to tell him death, weirdo?
Feels like there's a lot of death going on. Really?
Lil Jeff's affiliates didn't bother hiding their excitement over their op's death. They flooded social media with cryptic posts, hinting that Trap City Carter's murder was payback for what happened to Lil Jeff. And of course, Adam22's favorite Fed couldn't resist jumping in. He took to Instagram, suggesting Q50 might have had something to do with it, saying, "I guess this is why Q50 was in such a good mood when I called him yesterday." After fans started calling him out, he backpedaled, claiming he wasn't implying Q50 was involved. "I was just saying he was in a good mood. I wasn't saying he did it, you crazy people." Meanwhile, Q50 was doing some posting of his own. He dropped a photo of 3 blunts with a not-so-subtle caption, insinuating he had just slid for his fallen homies. He also shared a picture featuring 9 hats and photos of Lil Jeff, with a caption that read, "Lil Sko and Lil Geef boots. Up. Feet kicked, now I can get rich. I love and miss y'all. P.S. It ain't over." And he meant it, because it definitely wasn't over. Just days later, the violence escalated again, and this time it claimed the life of someone completely uninvolved, in the streets. On November 2nd, what was meant to be Trap City Carter's final send-off turned into another heartbreaking tragedy. A woman attending his funeral procession was gunned down in broad daylight in South suburban Dixmoor. She had come to mourn her brother, but ended up losing her own life. At 12:01 p.m., Dixmoor police responded to a crash on 147th Street and C Avenue. A white Jaguar SUV had slammed into a house, but the real horror was inside. Behind the wheel was a 34-year-old woman, riddled with bullets. She'd been driving in the funeral procession, making her way from St. Mark's Church in Harvey when gunshots rang out. The same streets carrying her brother's final journey had become the site of her own. Paramedics rushed her to UChicago Medicine Ingalls Memorial Hospital, but it was too late. She was pronounced dead shortly after. Authorities later identified her as Romisha Turner of Calumet Park, Trap City Carter's sister. For Lil Jeff's people, there was no line they wouldn't cross in the name of revenge. Whether it was ambushing a funeral or killing an innocent family member, they were taking things to brutal new levels. But Trap City Carter wasn't the only name on their list. Trap City Rob, the man accused of emptying the clip on Lil Jeff's, been receiving death threats ever since. You'd think the heat would shake him, but his response might surprise you. Rob isn't backing down. If anything, he's standing taller. After all, anyone bold enough to take out someone like Lil Jeff clearly isn't scared of much.